They told me there'd be palm trees. I didn't believe them, but that's what they told me. They told me I'd be able to see them from the plane. Oh, I know they have palm trees in southern California. I mean, I'm not a complete moron. I watched 90210 and everything, but I was moving to Northern California, and I didn't expect to see palm trees in Northern California. Not after my mom told me to not give away all my sweaters. Summer, season of long, slow days and short, hot nights. Back in Brooklyn, where I spent my first 15 of them, summer, when it hadn't meant camp, had meant hanging out on the stoop with my best friend Gina and her brothers, waiting for the ice cream truck to come by. When it wasn't too hot, we played a game called War, dividing into teams with other kids in the neighborhood and shooting each other with the imaginary guns. Jesse, Suze, Father Dom, and all those people. You might be a bit confused now. Well, yeah, you know or you don't, but I'm talking about The Mediator by Meg Cabot. These books. And yeah, I suppose this is time for my intro. Hey, it's me, Renee. I'm back. So, yesterday, Meg Cabot announced on Facebook and Twitter and like all the places that the Mediator series, one of her most known series, I would say it's very highly beloved. It's coming to Netflix. It's becoming sorry, I was about to say TV series, a movie franchise. They already have plans to like make a movie. Like they said, like it seems like they already maybe have either a script or like a director, but I mean, like there seems like to be stuff that's going to happen soon. So it's not like it's happening in the future. It's happening soon. Like it seems like they're close to casting and stuff. And because of Corona, they got postponed. But it's happening. I'm so happy, so happy. As you might know, this is one of my all-time favorite series. All-time favorites. I found this series when I was like 12, 13, and I read them all, kind of more or less all in the same time span. When I was 13, the first three books had come out, and then the last three books came out like after I started the books, so I like bought them as they came out, and I reread them every year or like every other year, and it still holds up. I reread them lastly in the fall, and it's just so good. Maybe I'll reread them last in January. Well, I didn't re. It's not been so long since I reread them, and they're so good. Now, I suppose you might not know about the marvelous series that is The Mediator by Meg Cabot. You might also be like, is it a trilogy? No, these are bind-ups. So this one has 1 and 2, and this one has 3 and 4, and this has 5 and 6. And they all have the English titles. So the English titles are slightly different than the American ones because publishing. But yeah, so this would be Love You to Death or in American Shadowland and High Stakes. I'm not sure what the second one is called in English, in American. And then you have Grave Doubts and Heaven Sent and Mean Spirits and Young Blood. So, in case you don't know what this marvelous, fantastic series is about, if you haven't heard about it at all, or if maybe you're just blanking out, maybe you heard about it but you don't really can't seem to recall it, okay, here's a recap. So, this is Suze. She is 15, soon 16. She has to move in the first book, anyway. She has to move to California, Northern California, because her mom has remarried and her mom's new husband lives there, so they decided to go there. because her mom's new husband has 3 kids, and it's easier to like move 1 kid than move 3. So yeah, and yeah, so it's a bit about like her dealing with being new in a new place and stuff, and like suddenly having step siblings. But mostly, it's about, you guessed it, her mating between ghosts and people. So I suppose, well, yeah. In a way, I would say maybe it's that maybe not bad to like to compare it to the Ghost Whisperer. If you saw that TV series that was once upon a time on the TV screens with Jennifer Love Hewitt, yeah. So yeah, so it's a teen that's mating, but like instead of being like cheerful, like hi, what I can do to help you, she's snarky, she's full of sass, and just so fun. Of course, she still has a big heart, and I just love her. She's so great. And also a big factor is that the house she moves into in like, okay, they buy a new house because they big comes out to a big family. Like it's her and she has 3 step brothers now. So at the beginning of the first book, they have bought a new house. Though the house they bought is not new. It's like from the 1800s, 1700s. So what does Suze find when she comes to her new bedroom? Yeah, there's always someone living there. A ghost! Of course, they start just butting heads. They become friends, and soon they start flirting and become a couple. And it's just the best romance. The best romance. It's just so good. And yeah, so this series is just amazing, amazing. As I said, I still reread it every few years, and it still holds up so much. Yeah, okay, I suppose in some ways, I mean, it was written in the early 2000s, so it's the references aren't up to date, but they probably will update that in Netflix movie. But other than that, I would say mostly it just holds so up, and it's just so great, and I cannot wait to see who they cast, and to see the movie, and to see the trailer, and I'm so happy, so happy. I love this book so much that I once tried to actually translate it to Norwegian because I wanted like to share this book with everyone in Norway. I got like a few. I think I got like a few sentences, and I felt like, oh, you have to be good with language and like good with structuring and all that stuff. And I suppose I just kind of gave up. I'm not with that patient. Well, I'm a bit of a I'm a bit actually of a complex person. Like I'm patient, patient, patient once sometimes, but other times I'm like, I don't want to do it. So I suppose it depends. But yeah, I suppose I'm more patient, patient. I have more patience. Pa- I have more patience. Uh, when than discipline. I don't really have discipline. I suppose discipline is more that what I don't have. And like to write a whole book or to translate a whole book, you have to have discipline, and you sit there for hours and hours and hours. And yeah, didn't end up doing that. But I suppose now that Netflix is doing it, maybe it will just be translated to all languages and just be all in all the stores and like best English. And yeah, though it already was before, but yeah, so happy, happy. We get to meet Suze. We get to meet Jess. We get to meet Gina. We get to meet um sorry, Jessie. Makeup actually has another character that's called Jess. That's a girl. But here's Suze and Jessie, or Hector. Can't forget. Love remember. So has like a long name, and it's originally Hector or Hector, so it's kind of weird, really. But yeah, he goes by Jesse de la Silva, and let me just double check. I mean, you have well, yeah, you have Kelly and Debbie, and then you have uh, what's that? friend called? I can't for life of me remember. Sorry, I'm just blanking out. But yeah, all the characters are just so good and fleshed out and good, and the plots are so interesting. And it's not like if you're scared of cats, don't be scared because there's ghosts in there. Don't be scared. I mean, it's not boring, but it's not like oh my god, I need a pillow. I mean, it's not horror. It's supernatural. It's paranormal, but it's not horror. So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid at all. Don't be afraid. And yeah, I just had to make this video and just share my absolute joy and ecstaticness of this news. Actually, like on Wednesday, as I said before, Wednesdays I work all every Wednesday, and so yesterday, like it was some minutes where nothing happened, so I just checked my phone, and I saw like, oh, the Mediator is becoming Netflix series. Oh, sorry, series movies. I was just so happy, but of course I couldn't really dance or just scream or anything because I was at work. So I was like, ah! So this make it up for it, and just like, ah! Being so happy and fangirling, and yeah, hopefully either A, you fangirl with me if you're watching this, or B, you become intrigued and you maybe want to pick up these books. Maybe. And yeah, they are probably available on your internet in your library. I mean, why wouldn't they be? I suppose if you have a small library, maybe not. But yeah, or you can find them online someplace. And yeah, just so good. So happy. Though, I mean, a lot of people probably know Meg Cabot as the one that wrote Princess Diaries, which is maybe slightly more known as as a movie series or two movies. The movies are fine, but if you read the books, they're completely different, and the movies just kind of trash the books. And so hopefully Netflix does not trash these books, that they do them justice, like real justice for reals. Because I actually saw like in the article that one of the people that's going to make this Netflix this talk about franchise, so they want to do the whole series, is also behind the Princess Diaries movies. So that makes me a bit scared. But then again, like, okay, so like one of the changes that's huge that happened from book to movie of Princess Diaries is that in the books, Mia's dad is alive, and her grandmother or grandmother is awful all the time. She's just awful human being, like slightly nice sometimes, but most of the time she's just so awful. And in the movies, she's nice, and her dad is dead. So like what? Though Meg Cabot has said that they did this in the script because they wanted a bigger role for Julie Andrews. Though I suppose you could understand that slightly. But in this series, I don't really see. Can't really put my mind to like what they could change to like to make it sucky. Like because I mean, yeah, her dad is dead, so I suppose if her dad is alive, that would change stuff. But that would change too much. I don't really see why I would do that at all, really. Because like in the Princess Diaries, her dad in the books, her dad is not really around. And in the movies, her dad is dead, so it's still some way it's not that changed. But in here, her dad is dead. Dead. And her dad, I mean, yeah, as I said, yeah, her dad's dead and her mom remarries. So like if her if her dad is alive in the series, I suppose maybe they could be divorced. But like there's a huge plot about like her dad being a ghost and she talks to her dad all the time. Of course no one else does and all that stuff. So having her dad be alive would just be ruined stuff just so long and just that would just be so wrong. So hopefully people people do it right. Of course, yeah, I know when you do adaptations you have to change stuff and stuff. Please don't change like huge stuff. Like small stuff, fine. Change references, fine. Maybe change some names, maybe cast more diversely, fine. But don't change like people who are dead will not be dead in the series, in the movies. Please don't do that, Netflix. Please don't. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm still so excited to see it. And like it could go two ways really. It could go you can become perfect movies, and you can enjoy them as like a side dish to these perfect books, or maybe the movies are trashy and you can enjoy them as trash, or I suppose also like C, they can just be awful, but the movies make people pick up the books, which still is a good effect really. It's a good effect and consequence really. So yeah, books are so different to me. I love them so much, and you should too. Or at least check them out and see if you like them. And if you like them, you might too. And yeah, bye.